If Marcus Aurelius somehow walked into the modern world with a shiny new credit card in his hand, he wouldn't swipe it. He'd stare at it like a philosopher, staring at a trap. This was a man who controlled an empire stretching across continents, yet chose to sleep on a simple mat, eat plain food, and remind himself every morning that everything, wealth, fame, comfort, power, is temporary. Now imagine dropping him inside a modern shopping mall. Screens flashing discounts. Buy now, pay later signs glowing like false promises. Credit card booths waiting like predators in nice suits. Ads designed by algorithms that know your desires better than you do. Marcus wouldn't be impressed. He'd ask the question we've all forgotten: when did freedom become this expensive? We live in a time where financial chaos isn't a glitch, it's the default setting. Debt is normal. Self-control is outdated. Distraction is profitable. And discipline? That's treated like a relic of the past, yet 2,000 years ago. A Roman emperor, arguably the most powerful man alive, wrote a personal survival manual for staying calm when the world was collapsing. He didn't write it for claps, or followers, or aesthetics. He wrote it because the stakes were life and death, mentally, spiritually, and economically. That book became Meditations. And hidden inside it is a financial philosophy so radical, so brutally honest, so against the grain of modern consumption, that it feels dangerous today. Marcus Aurelius was born into privilege, wealthy, well-educated, deeply connected. Yet instead of drowning in luxury, he became a philosopher king, influenced by the Stoics. Marcus practiced the one art our world is desperately lacking: the art of not being owned by your desires. He lived through pandemics, wars, betrayal, economic collapse, and constant political pressure. Yet his writings cut through the noise with surgical clarity. He wasn't chasing comfort, he was chasing sovereignty over his own mind. At the peak of Rome's prosperity, when spices, silks, jewels, perfumes, and luxuries flooded the empire, Marcus Aurelius chose restraint. He warned against indulgence. He distrusted flattery. He believed the only true wealth was inner stability, the kind of wealth no emperor, banker, or market crash could take from you. And today, Stoicism is back. But we are misunderstanding it. We steal the quotes, but not the discipline. We post the wisdom, but ignore the warning, because Marcus wasn't just fighting emotional chaos. He was defending himself from a massive economic machine. A machine that fed on luxury, distraction, and dependence. And today, that machine has evolved into something bigger, faster, and far more dangerous. We live in a world engineered to keep you financially unstable. Personal debt is at historic highs. Credit card interest rates are absurd. Financial literacy is embarrassingly low. And every platform you use is designed to keep you scrolling, comparing, spending, wanting, craving. The result? A society that looks rich online but feels poor in real life. A generation drowning in anxiety, with shaky finances and fragile mental resilience. A world where the economy grows not by creating real value, but by monetizing your emotional turmoil. This is where Stoicism becomes almost revolutionary. It isn't about being emotionless. It's about refusing to let emotion control your financial decisions. Marcus believed you cannot control external forces, plagues, politics, markets, inflation, but you can control your response. He reminded himself daily that loss, poverty, and change were natural. That desire was the root of suffering. That self-command was the foundation of freedom. These weren't theories. They were survival tools, the emotional armor that kept him sane while the world burned. And if we apply them today, they still work. Imagine handling your money the way Marcus handled power. Imagine not being seduced by status symbols. Imagine not panicking when the market dips. Imagine ignoring the pressure to upgrade every time a corporation tells you to. Imagine realizing financial freedom doesn't come from having more, but from needing less. This mindset isn't minimalist philosophy. It's rebellion, because our modern economy thrives on endless desire. It needs you to overspend. It depends on you feeling incomplete. The entire machine collapses the moment people discover the idea of enough. Marcus Aurelius practiced exactly what the system fears most: restraint. To him, luxury wasn't a reward, it was a test. And most people fail that test every day. Today, we measure wealth by houses, cars, designer logos, and social media aesthetics. Marcus would call all that an illusion. He'd remind us that real wealth is the ability to stay steady when those things disappear. And let's be honest, most people crumble at the slightest financial discomfort. One interest rate spike? Panic. One market crash? Anxiety. One influencer flexing online? Insecurity. We aren't just financially leveraged. We're emotionally leveraged. The Stoics trained with hardship. Marcus slept on hard surfaces, fasted, avoided excess, and embraced discomfort to stay sharp. Not because he enjoyed suffering, but because he feared dependency. Dependency on luxury. Dependency on praise. Dependency on comfort. Dependency on outcomes. Now, imagine bringing that Stoic mindset into your finances. Instead of reacting to chaos, you prepare for it. Instead of trying to out-earn your anxiety, you dismantle the belief that money fixes fear. Instead of chasing endless upgrades, you strengthen your ability to live with simplicity. That is Stoic finance. Not fancy, not aesthetic, not Instagram-friendly, but real and possibly the only financial mindset that survives modern instability. Look around. Inflation is eating savings. Governments are drowning in debt. Central banks are trapped in a loop of printing, tightening, and hoping. Most citizens have little savings, no plan, and even less clarity. People are waiting for someone else to fix things. But Marcus wouldn't. He didn't wait for Rome to stabilize. He didn't expect comfort. He started with himself, his habits, his fears, and his illusions. That's the starting point of true financial freedom, because you don't need to be a finance expert. You need awareness, clarity, self-control. Ask yourself, what do you actually need? What are you terrified of losing? What are you chasing, and is it even yours? Who benefits when you stay unconscious? Most people never ask these questions. They just keep playing the game, a game designed by someone else, for someone else. But you're not most people. You're here because something in you knows the truth. The math doesn't add up, the system feels unstable, and the lifestyle you were sold isn't freedom. It's dependency wrapped in convenience. Maybe the answer isn't another financial hack. Maybe it's 2,000-year-old wisdom, spoken quietly by a man who ruled the world but refused to be ruled by desire. So when your fear spikes, pause. When prices rise, simplify. When your feed tells you to consume, decline. When anxiety tells you to react, breathe. Because in the end, financial freedom is not what you earn. It's what you overcome internally. Marcus Aurelius didn't have a credit card. He didn't need one. He understood something much more valuable. The richest person is the one who needs the least. That's real wealth. That's real sovereignty. And that's how you survive chaos, ancient or modern. If this shifted your perspective, hit subscribe. History isn't just stories, it's a survival manual. And I'll show you exactly where to look.